Clavicular is what philosophers warned us about. I don't know what does that mean, but don't tell me Albert Einstein said that there's gonna be some guy who's a drug addict for views. Don't tell me that. Anyways, credits and shout out goes to Mori, and without further ado, let's just get straight to it. So we are doing it again. We're watching Mori reacting to another guy, and I'm reacting to it. 3 reactions. I'm getting flamed in the comments every single day about this. I'm reacting to a guy reacting to a guy reacting. Wow, how can... But you can't be talking. La Flight reacts to himself, reacting to himself, reacting to himself, reacting to himself. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like, keep it fair, bro. No one hates in the comments, please. And before we get in, make sure you guys like and sub and turn those post notifications, because I'm gonna be uploading like this every single day. And without further ado, let's just get straight to it.
Clavicular is what Nietzsche, I think you say his name right, warned us about. So yeah, let's get into it.
Clavicular is what Nietzsche warned us about. Friedrich Nietzsche was a 19th century German philosopher who had a chilling warning about the future. If you gaze long enough into the abyss also gazes into you.
Oh yeah, very classic line. Of course, it basically references to being ideologically captured or staring long enough into something that you forget who you are. Essentially, you lose yourself in what that thing is that you've become obsessed with, even if you thought you wouldn't.
See Clavicular or Braden Peters as a self-help creator or an influencer to help you increase your looks. Other people see him as entertainment, but I see something much darker. I see the exact cultural sickness that Friedrich Nietzsche diagnosed over 100 years ago, fully optimized for the internet age. I see Nietzsche's worst fear, living, breathing, and streaming, contaminating the youth and future generations.
Here's the thing with Clavicular. In my opinion, I think he's just a symptom of a system that has been prevalent for a lot of years now, many decades, I would say, regarding, social dynamics and the dating market between men and women, and the vanity and the superfluousness of real character, the disregard for actual values, and the main prioritization on, well...
Why did this guy make Clavicular look like he's haunted or scary? I see something way darker in Clavicular that you guys don't, and he just proceeds to show every dark humor of him, bro. Why did you make him look scared? Nah, I was scared, bro. What the fuck?
Looks. I mean, the math is very simple. It's called supply and demand, and you cater to what the demand is. And right now, I guess this year, he pretty much locked in and optimized for what the market wants, and he's become as rich as he's ever been. Say what you want about the guy, but he's actually proved something right. Who's crying? Is that a girl?
Friedrich Nietzsche famously said, God is dead. And a lot of people
I actually kind of think he abandoned this world, but that's to be determined.
Interpret what he meant by that. He wasn't making a religious argument. He was giving a warning. You see, for much of human history, people believed that their lives pointed to something higher. God, truth, virtue, being a good person, something that was beyond themselves. And that higher meaning, it gave life direction. Right. It made people share with others when they had little. It made people forgive each other when they wanted to seek revenge. It made people restrain themselves when anger would have felt better.
Exactly. Although I'm not the most religious and I went my whole atheist, I guess, teen rebellion arc, I'm kind of, like I said before, I'm agnostic, so I'm open to anything being possible. Aliens, God making aliens, the universe being infinite, and Schrodinger's cat, and superposition and quantum physics and everything else in between. But I will say though, I think religion is necessary for a lot of people. It gives not only people structure and values and principles, but also hope. And that is some of the most important things we need in these times, is hope. A lot of people don't have hope, and if they don't have a good religion to attach to, there's inevitably going to be a religion that fills the void. And as we can see, there's a lot of, let's just say, non-theistic religions running amok in people's minds that have ideologically captured them so much to the point to where they're actually killing their family members over this stuff. I.e., modern politics are quite literally a religion.
It made sacrifice and living unselfishly make sense.
Bro, imagine your ancestors, bro. They did all of this just for you to be a bitch and committing suicide or something. Nah, bro. Nah, I'm sorry, bro. Like, that shit hurt, bro.
But Friedrich Nietzsche believed that in modern times, people stopped believing in that higher source. And when the reason to believe in something higher fades, so does the reason to act beyond yourself. This is the birth of nihilism. Nihilism is the belief that life has no higher meaning or purpose. Nietzsche warned that if there is nothing higher to aim at, then where does our energy go? He feared that the self would become the new focus, the new project, the new thing to perfect.
Question.
And with Clavicular, we can see this clearly.
Yeah. It's called narcissism, right? If you have no higher power, a lot of people tend to look inward and obsess with themselves. By the way, before all these people started talking about Clavicular and the rat utopia, I'm literally the one. I believe I was one of the first people to bring up the rat utopia experiment in relevance to Clavicular being one of the pretty ones. I just want to say, I want my credit.
Where do you rank male beauty in like the kind of scale of what's important? Like
The highest.
like higher than like kindness or something.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at dating apps, literally, there's no personality. There used to be where you would insert, i.e. personality traits and hobbies. They got rid of that. Why? Because the user base didn't give a fuck about that shit, and they only wanted looks. People were swiping right or left, depending on if you met their benchmark for looks. This has been tried and tested for at least a decade at this point. The studies are out, the scientific data. You know, for me, I'm a very hard numbers guy. I like numbers, and I like observable data, and that's what it is. And Clavicular, what he's done, despite what you guys...
Well, I think in this world today, if you look good, you get away with anything. Absolutely anything. I'm talking, like, even remember the guy who was caught with CP? He got away with it. No punch, no nothing. Just a handshake. Don't do it again. And he learns from a mistake and he's gonna repent to God and all that. Clav, thank God, bro. He ended in a lawsuit. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out. My man ended in a lawsuit, and yet he still managed to, I think he got away with it. And he did more than just these crimes. He killed someone with his Tesla, and yet he still got away with it. I'm telling you, in today's world, you look beautiful, you get away with absolutely whatever you want.
may feel about him is optimizing for has the maximum ROI, return on investment. And in this case, I guess, blasting loads of peptides, taking small doses of the zombie drug to keep you skinny, things like retatrutide, dutasteride, certain PEDs, since he was very young to optimize his looks. That's what he's been doing. And I mean, you guys have seen the streams. You see how he talks to girls. Proof is in the
hell
pudding.
no.
And now, this year, he started out, I would assume, with a net worth below that of 100K. Now he's a multi-millionaire. How does that all happen all of a sudden? Come on. He's not particularly talented whatsoever.
Instead of asking how to grow in character, how to grow in depth, how to grow in truth, the focus shifts on how to look better, how to gain more followers, how to achieve more status, how to mog more people. And
Because that is the optimal strategy for today's society.
Exactly.
That is why he's so successful.
meaning collapses when nihilism grows. Anyone or anything that stands in the way of the self can feel unimportant. This is evident in the viral clip where Clavicular runs over someone in a Tesla Cybertruck.
Exactly,
Christmas
and
Eve
he got away with
2025,
it.
he was live streaming while driving in Miami. A man whom Clavicular claimed had been stalking and harassing him jumped onto the back of his truck. Someone in the car told him to drive. Clavicular accelerated and the man slid off the hood and went under the truck. On stream, Clavicular said,
Is he dead?
Well, to be fair, that guy was stalking and harassing him. I know, like, Clavicular is a bit of a cold asshole. I think so can I at some certain points, but I would have done the same. I'm literally, why would I care about someone's life who has been stalking and harassing me for weeks on stream? trying
Oh,
to make
that's
content?
why.
And
That's why he got away with it. Fair enough. If someone was stalking and harassing you, I think that's an act of self-defense. Fair enough. You get away with it easily.
as technically, so I think he prior to this was stream sniping him and at one point threw some type of liquid on him. I mean, at that point, I kind of don't care about your life. Also, what I think this uploader is doing, I think he's basically overthinking this entire thing, bro. If you're young and you want to get rich and you want to get women, you try to look as good as possible. I'm sorry, that's just that. It's that simple. The whole trope of, oh my god, just be nice, be kind, be smart, love teddy bears
nah,
and hug
gang.
puppies. Help old ladies cross the street. I'm sorry to say that was all coke. I literally tried all of that. I'm half kidding, by the way. I'm being a little silly in this video. Don't take me too seriously.
the man survived, no serious injuries were reported, and police investigated and ruled that there was no crime. Clavicular claimed that it was self-defense, and the clip went viral. The moment is shocking, but more revealing than shocking. If
Hey, did that guy ever survive? I wonder, because I went to his page before and I didn't see any updates whatsoever. That's kind of crazy.
Clavicular was truly trying to ascend, to grow on the inside, his first instinct wouldn't have been to run someone else over. Instead, his first instinct was the stream. Instead, his first instinct was himself. For Nietzsche, nihilism is when there's no higher value guiding your actions. When there's nothing above you, no moral anchor, no deeper purpose, the self becomes the highest.
Ain't no way you do
when
that
the self
shit.
becomes the highest thing,
Yeah,
everything
that's
else
some
becomes
women shit that
secondary.
you've
Other
done
This
there.
man is looking kind of like Patrick Bateman right now. Or is it Norman Bates? American Psycho. I get it. You know,
You
it's
look
funny,
good,
you know,
though.
we're making philosophical video
This
essays
look
about
good.
Clavicular and comparing him to what Nietzsche said about staring into the abyss, and you stare long enough into the abyss will gaze onto you and all the things. Listen, I get it, but I kind of think the video essay with menacing music in the background is kind of overthinking this. Again, it's all supply and demand. That's all it really comes down to. Supply and demand, and this guy, Clavicular,
how do you get the song, bro?
for what society wants and demands of today. You guys see my videos, you see how people act, and now he's wildly successful, rich, famous, and everything in between. I guess we still have yet to see if he's gonna crash out and burn and end up in prison like a Ched the Builder or somebody, but so far, I mean, this guy basically can afford to retire both his parents now.
People become in the background, obstacles.
Bro, how do you get these background music easily, bro? Like, I can't find one background music. I can't. Who the flip do you ask for a background music? I don't know who to ask at all.
Become disposable. Interruptions become threats. In that moment, the stream, the image, the performance mattered more than the person underneath the truck. That is nihilism in its purest form. That nothing is higher than the self. That is what Nietzsche feared. Not some dramatic evil, but a quiet shrinking of moral concern, where striving for something greater than ourselves is replaced by protecting and promoting ourselves. In one of
Not gonna lie, I think that was just pressing the gas on a drug addict who's been stalking and harassing you for weeks, honestly. But again, this guy with the menacing music, the collared shirt, and the V-taper with the penny loafers probably knows more than me. You know, he's making the video essay here.
Friedrich Nietzsche's books, Thus Spake Zarathustra, Nietzsche describes the last man. The last man is a type of person, not a villain, but a comfortable, self-focused figure that avoids true transformation. Friedrich Nietzsche describes the last man as someone who doesn't strive for true greatness.
Oh, you gotta love the Interstellar music, man. This guy, he knows what he's doing.
That's what I'm saying.
The world that he lives
How
in.
do you get
At first
these
glance,
songs,
Clavicular preaching about looks maxing seems to be like true transformation. It looks like discipline and it looks like
Bro, was he putting on makeup on Neon, bro? Is that what I'm seeing, dog? Was
Yes.
he? Oh god.
transformation. It looks
No, that's a marker. Okay.
like discipline, it
Okay.
looks like self-improvement, it looks like climbing upward. But Friedrich Nietzsche's idea of rising was never about ranking higher inside of a system. It was about overcoming yourself, creating new values, risking change, and confronting difficult truths. Look,
I don't think the average Gen Z guy is even thinking about all that, bro. The average Gen Z guy just wants bitches and money, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like that's ultimately the primary objective right now.
maxing is different.
That's the mandatory objective. Then your secondary can't be women. Let's just be honest there, man. Don't lie to us. For every man who's watching that video, let's be honest. You all want money than women. Let's be honest.
It's about adjusting the surface. It's about fine-tuning an image. It's about competing for status inside an already existing hierarchy. With Clavicular, this distinction becomes clear. He preaches about wearing lifts to get taller, wearing colored contacts if your eyes are brown. He preaches about using testosterone.
That's called fraud maxing. Yeah, I don't ever suggest doing that, because as soon as she finds out like you're not actually what you appear to be, shit could go sideways.
To gain more muscles. And for him, everything is framed as improvement. But the aim is really external validation, not internal transformation. Clavicular is what Nietzsche warned us about. Clavicular is the last man. A man who doesn't destroy the system.
Why is this guy making Clavicular out to be like a raging black virus, like a black pathogen that is going to ravage the entire global population and destroy
That's what
everything?
I'm
Holy
saying.
shit, this music, the way he's editing. By the way,
I swear that's what I said on the beginning of the video. Why is he acting like Clav is gonna end the world soon, bro? Like, calm down. Explain it. Relax. Don't scare me, bro.
I didn't even know Clavicular was doing Botox. I didn't know he injected Botox into his face, but I guess it makes sense because you can actually optimize the fat around your orbital bone to have a better eye shape. It gives you that more, I guess, hunter eye-esque look. Although I've never done that. I don't think I ever will. Don't need it. I naturally have this, but I do know a lot of people who do use Botox for, what do we call it? It's called facial balancing.
Just go with God. Just go with God.
Clavicular appears to be trying to transcend through self-improvement. He builds his identity around looks, status, and dominance. He talks about mogging others or looking better than others, ranking higher, and winning visually. And on the surface, it looks like rising. It looks like transformation. But when everything becomes about superficial metrics, you don't escape the system, you bind yourself to it. The culture that he's creating through his followers shows this clearly. His followers obsess over who mogs who, or who looks better than who.
Now, I'm not gonna act like this guy isn't wrong. He said whenever everything becomes about superficial metrics, you don't escape the system, you bind yourself to it. And I wholeheartedly agree. And at
I
this
agree
point
as
in
well.
time, I think a guy like Clavicular is smart enough to know that he can't escape the simulation or the matrix. None of us can, really. And I don't think he's trying to escape the system. I think he's trying to optimize in the system. I'm just making assumptions here, but I can only tell you what I feel inside. I realize at this point in time, there's nothing much I can do but play the games that this current system has placed on me and all of us. And you guys got to understand, the billionaires and millionaires, one day they realized when they were younger that, hey, you have free will and rules and laws that have been placed on you. The vast majority of people follow them, but the most rich and powerful, what we call the elite, they don't play by those rules. The people who control the world are not bound by those rules. They actually make the rules for everybody to play by while they just fuck off and do whatever they want. I mean, isn't that crazy? And when you think about that, where does that leave the rest of us? And of course, obviously, Clavicular has body dysmorphia, right? When you get into things like this, anything modifying the body, eventually, you're probably gonna skirt the edges of body dysmorphia because you're never gonna be truly satisfied, right? You're always gonna be comparing yourself to the next person, the next guy, the next thing, wanting the next achievement.
Compare yourself to Marlon. Let's see who's winning that, Clav. I'ma just say, I already know who's the winner, Marlon. But you see the difference between this guy, this mysterious guy with whatever he's wearing and a library behind him, and Mori. Mori's literally playing some innocent song while talking about Clav. He's playing some intense shit, like Clav is the next virus to the society, while Mori is just trolling Clav. You see the difference? You see what are we watching there? We're watching someone who thinks life is sunshine and rainbows, with some the other guy thinks everything is devils and satans. Yo, calm down, bro. Please calm down.
Recent extremely viral clip, an Arizona State University fraternity leader mocked Clavicular. It went extremely viral because looking better than Clavicular is apparently rare. In that moment, Clavicular, who built his whole brand on looking better than everyone else, was mocked or less visually appealing than this other guy.
I mean, who the fuck is this He-Man G.I. Joe looking motherfucker? Duke Nukem looking ass. Like, honestly, his clavicles are just way too wide. But again, this is what people are optimizing for. Sometimes they overcorrect way too much. I think this is just his natural genetics. I don't know. I think he's on PEDs too, maybe, most likely. You're not going to be building this amount of muscle in less than 2 years. So it's possible. But apparently Clavicular was, I guess, jealous of this guy.
Same metric that he used to.
By the way, Clavicular's name literally comes from the part of your body, the clavicle, which is like your collarbone, I think, right? Basically, the clavicle is this area right here where my cursor is. Yeah.
Assert dominance by rating other people's looks became the metric that was used against him.
I mean, he has a better jaw. That's all.
Warned us about. When identity is built on surface value, you must
still funny as shit that he made a whole video essay about Clavicular and comparing him to, I guess, Nietzsche's philosophical questions of the universe.
Constantly.
No, but it is kind of smart, bro. Like, this man over here, his IQ is over 200, bro. Because how do you compare a Gen Z guy, 2026 guy, to a man all the way that goes back to the 1900s, bro? Like 1920s, maybe the 1800s. We don't know. How do you compare that? Like, that's some mentality shit you need to have, bro. That's crazy.
Defend it. Every interaction becomes a ranking. Every room becomes a threat. And there's something so tragic about that. And trying never to be the one who gets judged or overlooked, he entered into a contract with the very culture that he wanted to be. A culture of comparison, of constant measurement, of endless competition. And the people who are drawn to him, his followers, reflect this back to him. Many of his followers are just as
How do you
obsessed
even
with
do
hierarchy,
that?
appearance, and status as he is. They do not free him from the system. They push him further into it. The audience demands the same game that he performs. And in trying to defeat the monster of insecurity through looks maxing, he becomes dependent on it.
I will say though, this is another religion. Looks maxing is a religion. And again, if a culture doesn't have a
not
common
a religion,
shared
man.
values, principles, things to look up to higher than the self, then the self will be the priority for that population, which is now the self is. We live in a very narcissistic population, and a lot of people are simply not aware of it. Again, my opinion is that Clavicular is not the problem. He's just a symptom of the problem, a natural downstream effect of a system that is collapsing in on itself. And Clavicular, I need people to realize there are millions of people just like Clavicular, men and women, who are just not famous. Clavicular is just the most viral, famous one who rose through the ranks to get notoriety. In the age of comparison and
View botting, though. Maybe. I think Clav view bots.
social media addiction and doom scrolling and comparing your life to the next and vanity and trying to one up your next man. Like I said in my last video with the next plastic trinket, right? The religion of obsession to worldly objects and worldly things is why we are where we are now. We live in a system that billions of people are hopelessly dependent on to survive. Living in a system shaped by people with endless
But why are you
amounts of
playing
resources, insurmountable.
Bro, please play something. Why is he playing? People getting mocked by Jordan Parrott, bro. What the fuck are you playing, bro? But no, let me pause and tell you, because I seen this edits, bro. I'ma be honest, looks matter a lot, but so is talking. Imagine you look good but you don't know how to talk to women. What's the point at this point? You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, looks than talks. Okay, fuck whatever you say. Fuck being nice, helping people, doing this and that. You just need to know how to speak to her, and you need to look good, and that's how you bully your woman. That's pretty simple.
Power, incomprehensible to the average person, debatably with access to alien technology. I, as a single individual, want to escape this system. How would I, as an individual, do this by myself when the system we live in now, today, took tens and tens of trillions of dollars to build and develop? How is one individual supposed to change anything? To put it plainly, if I am a piece on a chessboard, I know that I cannot escape the chessboard without simply perishing. So I'm going to try and optimize the best strategy to win on the chessboard, because if I don't move, I lose. If I jump off the chessboard, metaphorically, I'm dead, because I'm no longer on this plane of existence. I do not exist in the system anymore, and I don't have a body that can exist out this system, if we're talking about interdimensional physics here. So the average person born on this world has one of two choices: either play the game, try to play as best as you can, find the loopholes, find the cheat codes, increase your elo, go out there, PvE, PvP, get better, rarer, stronger loot, and defeat your foes, or simply stay put, stay bronze level, stay at level 1, wallow in pity, don't progress, and watch as other people pass you who are now using those loopholes and those cheat codes and going out there hunting and getting rarer loot. Like, it is what it is. I'm sorry, we live in a very cold world. And again, my whole point is, like, the richest people, the most powerful people, they're literally using every loophole in this plane of existence that they can utilize in order to seize power, and they have seized power. So the question now comes to you: are you going to take control of your life, or are you going to let other people do it for you?
Have you been
control your life
by another man?
I've definitely been mocked, yeah.
Yeah. How does it feel to get mocked?
It's not a great feeling.
It feels bad. Yeah.
I feel bad.
It's just like that a guy's more
That's crazy.
beautiful than you, or
Just,
And honestly,
Well, I gotta say, I couldn't give a less if another man is more beautiful than me. Like, who cares, bro? Honestly, at a certain point in life, you've gotta also stop caring about external validation from other people, and that's where I am right now. I couldn't give a less about being outmogged by another guy. I'm doing fine myself. I'm pretty content. But I will say though, if you are
as long as you're fine, you're doing good, and you think that you look good, then everything is fine. The world is a better place now.
dealing with insecurity issues and body dysmorphia, that is an issue in and of itself, and you need to understand that, again, if you stare into the abyss will stare right back at you long enough, eventually. So don't be so consumed with these things to the point to where it's destroying your entire life. You're going bankrupt to get all these different types of surgeries. Actually be smart and logical about it. Like, use it to the benefit of your life. I say everything within moderation, strategically, with precision, as best as you can. And the funny thing to me is, while a lot of people are mad at Clavicular for being outlandish as he is, I quite literally think that Clavicular is a mirror of society. He's the manifestation and the physical embodiment of our modern world, and people are upset by it because it's now finally showing the truth. Ego, narcissism, vain, vapid superficiality, and as we all know about, most people don't like looking in the mirror and actually seeing the truth. Truth hurts. But yeah, anyway, we're moving on to the next video.
Damn, what a video, gang. What a flipping video. That was a good one. Here we go. We'll make sure to like this man's video over here. Here we go. Hope you guys did enjoy. Make sure you guys like and sub and turn those post notifications so you don't miss another upload. And without further ado, hope you guys have a blessing day. See you guys on the next one. And peace.